Hurts, slant, Brown, lunge, touchdown Philadelphia. A.J. Brown snatched it out of the air for the score. Check swing, well hit ball, and there it goes. Number 300 for Ken Griffey Jr., one of the youngest ever in the major leagues to reach the 300 home run plateau. Bothered by Lou. Iverson. How about that? Steps over to Rob Lou. 7 straight points by Iverson.
Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Louis Sports Network, and we already know what's dominating the headlines. You guys can see it right in my background. Ladies and gentlemen, according to reports, Kyrie Irving has officially been traded to the Dallas Mavericks in exchange for Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, first round and multiple second round picks. Sources of The Athletic and at Stadium from their website. So shout out to them for the information. Shams Charania also reported this. Obviously, ESPN reported this. So the Mavericks are going to send the Nets their 2027 second round pick, 2029 second round draft pick, and an unprotected 2029 first round pick by Shams Charania. So Kyrie Irving is expected to come on Monday. So this is huge news, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, hit the like button as we guys come in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure those notifications are turned on, post notifications. Turn on that bell. Turn down that notification bell. Make sure you guys are sharing on your social media platforms. Truly appreciate it. We got the super chats. They are turned on tonight. So definitely appreciate you guys. Right now, we got 4 people watching the video as we speak. Salute to Ryan in the building. What's up? I posted the link in the chat for those who want to come in and talk about this trade, but definitely made news on a Sunday afternoon, heading into the Sunday evening. It is the talk of the town. So like I mentioned, Kyrie Irving is going to be with the Dallas Mavericks on Monday. And it's funny because he's going to be there on Monday just after demanding a trade 2 days prior. And it looks like he's going to make his debut Wednesday when Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic are going to take on the Los Angeles Clippers. I think they're going to be at Crypto.com Arena. So that looks like it's a 10 o'clock or 10:30 game on Wednesday. Best believe I'm going to be doing that game. So Kyrie Irving reported demanded a trade from the Nets on Friday ahead of the trade deadline, and he sat out the game against the Washington Wizards on Saturday due to a calf injury. The 30-year-old has averaged 27.1 points, 5.3 assists, 5.1 rebounds in 40 games this year. Kyrie's been the center of several controversies during his more than 3 seasons in Brooklyn. He missed a large chunk of games during the COVID-19. As you guys come in, did you see the video I sent you? Did you recognize him? Oh, my goodness, I totally forgot to watch that video. I'll watch the video in just a bit. My bad, Ryan. I totally forgot. Let me see. He missed a large chunk of games due to the COVID-19 pandemic after he refused to get the vax. He was suspended earlier this year after the promotion of the anti-Semitic post video he put on his Instagram, and he didn't apologize for it. He was forced to, well, he apologized, but he was forced to apologize. I know he wasn't sorry for that. Like I said, I mentioned about Amazon and that movie playing in Shaq's theater, but they didn't talk about that. And Amazon refused to take it down because it was a money grabber. He was suspended after the team determined he was unfit to be associated with the Brooklyn Nets. And remember that Joe Tsai wanted to put a clause in his contract about getting max money if the Nets had won an NBA championship, just after Kyrie had promised to be able to sign with them. So January, Irving was reportedly ready to start contract extension discussions with the team. He was in the final year of a 4-year, $136 million deal and was eligible for a max 4-year extension worth about $200 million this offseason. It is unclear whether those discussions are with the Mavs at this point. He will be a free agent this summer, but he is eligible to sign a 2-year, $83 million extension, $41.5 per year. Tim McMahon reports are expected to be put off until after the season, and I feel like Kyrie is just going to be a rental for the Mavericks. I don't think he's going to stay there unless if the Mavericks can make another deep playoff run to where they're convinced that they could put just enough pieces around Kyrie and Luka Doncic to be able to go to the NBA Finals. But I feel like how are 2 ball-dominant players going to work? I don't know, but we'll see. Well, Kyrie Irving comes with more off-the-court baggage. Shout out to Karam in the building. The Mavericks appear to be making a legitimate push in the Western Conference after finally getting Luka Doncic some help. Spencer Dinwiddie was supposed to be the guy that was supposed to be filling in for Jalen Brunson, but Spencer Dinwiddie has not played up to expectations. With Kyrie Irving, you're getting more efficiency. You're getting a 27 points per game score, shooting close to 50% from the field, 50, 40, 90 splits. I wonder what Kyrie's splits are going to look like after the trade now. Because Kyrie's actually been playing the most efficient basketball he's ever played with the Brooklyn Nets. His efficiency has been off the charts with Brooklyn. The Doncic-Irving combo is averaging 60.5 points, better than the current top scoring duo, of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown in Boston. Whether Doncic and Irving can mesh together like Tatum and Brown is going to remain to be seen. The Mavs are 28-26 after Saturday's loss to the Warriors, which has them in 6th in the West, 2.5 games back from the third-place Kings, and 3 games ahead of the Lakers right now, who are in 13th. So Dinwiddie, who played for the Brooklyn Nets for 5 years, from 2016 to 2021, averaged 17 points, is averaging 17 points per game and 5 assists in Dallas. Finney Smith, who's in his 7th year, he's averaging 9 points and 4.7 rebounds, about 5 rebounds a game. So I heard that the Clippers did make an offer, though. Let me see. This will be interesting for throughout this year and definitely next year. Wonder where KD goes, maybe the Warriors reunion. I got a feeling KD is going to be a Golden State Warriors again. Shout out to Daniel Berry in the building. What's up? He says the Thunder suck, as usual. Mavs just need a wing player, and Karam says just play basketball. Listen, they can't play they can't play Doncic ball. They can't even play Kyrie Irving ball. In the playoffs, they're just going to lose. They're just going to lose. Excuse me. But what does this mean for Kevin Durant, ladies and gentlemen? It basically means that Kevin Durant is now on the trade market. The only difference is that with Kyrie is a free agent this year. Kevin Durant still has 3 years on his contract. So he's going to demand the trade. And I think Brooklyn is not probably going to pull the deal unless they find the best possible deal. The only teams I can think about Kevin Durant going to are the Phoenix Suns and the Golden State Warriors. Those are the only 2 teams I can think about. They're the only 2 teams I can think about. But LeBron fans are pretty tight. They're tight. I heard Shannon Sharp actually went off on his Instagram about the trade. He wanted Kyrie Irving, but he didn't want the asking price to be too high, knowing that he's not dependable. But I'm like, Shannon Sharp, if you know this, then why would you want to go after Kyrie Irving? I said, you've been ripping him to shreds in the media for years since he got traded away from LeBron and the Cavaliers. Why do you want him? Oh, that's right. You want him for LeBron's benefit, not Kyrie's benefit. So miss me with that BS, okay? I don't know why LeBron fans are so obsessed with getting Kyrie Irving when they don't like Kyrie. They don't like that Kyrie left LeBron when LeBron was the one that was going to leave Kyrie first. That's the part that people forget. They forget that LeBron was going to leave Kyrie first, but they failed to mention that part because they were going to be like, well, Kyrie was going to get the keys to the team, and it's just like, bro. Makes no sense. But yeah, what does this mean for KD? KD's going to get traded, and I got a feeling he's going back to Golden State. I could just see it, man. I could just see it. That's why I'm just asking myself, what is the point of asking for a player that you've hated for so many years, and now you want him back, all for the benefit of another player? Because the thing is, you guys are obsessed over him, but so what happens if Kyrie, let's say he fails? Because here's the thing about this trade. I don't really think this moves the Mavs up a needle. We have to wait and see how this is going to work out because both Doncic and Kyrie Irving, they don't play defense. So they're going to have to score more points. They're going to have to score more than give up more points. That's the only way I can see this working. That's the only way I see it. Some people were even saying, can Kevin Durant possibly be traded to Philadelphia? Because if that's the case, then he'll be reunited with James Harden. Also, this is where the Brooklyn Nets organization, they get exposed because they traded Harden away from Ben Simmons. I know people are going to be like, well, James Harden, he looks like a genius because he saw something up. I was like, no. James Harden is a quitter, and he's been known to quit, and James Harden finds a way to fail in the postseason. Because he is not threatening for the best player in basketball is why James Harden constantly gets passes from the media. That's why. His game does not, you don't look at James Harden and you say, man, he possibly could be the best player in the NBA. That's why he gets a lot of passes. That's why he gets a lot of passes. That's why. Okay? He's not looked at as possibly the best player in the NBA. And then obviously we got Ben Cinnabons, or Ben Cinnamons. He wants to play in the West Coast. He wants to play in the West Coast, ladies and gentlemen. That's why Ben Simmons is not playing up to his potential. And this supposed knee injury, when the MRI came out clean, Ben is just sitting out, man. He just likes the Hollywood life of being a basketball player. And quite honestly, why do people do not see this? He is an agent of Clutch Sports. Who does he want to play with? LeBron James. What team is LeBron James on? The Los Angeles Lakers. He wants to be a Laker. And I bet you if Ben Simmons plays for the Lakers, you will see a totally different Ben Simmons. You will see a totally different Ben Simmons. The Nets organization are a joke. They have no control of their franchise. They let KD and Kyrie do whatever they want. And now that things are not going the way that they want to, they ripped Kyrie to shreds and never decided to protect him, because every time with Kyrie, it's just like, he may be on my team, but I'm hands off with Kyrie. I'm hands off. I'll criticize him when I need to, but when things get way out of hand, I'm hands free. I'm hands off. Like, I'm not even going to get near Kyrie. Whatever Kyrie's going through, that's his problem. Despite all that, Kyrie was still trying to make contract negotiations with the team. Joe Tsai ripped Kyrie to shreds, and look at it now. Check this out, man. KD and Kyrie have only played 74 games together. 74. That's it. In their 4 or 5 seasons together, ladies and gentlemen, Kyrie and KD have only played a total of 74 games. That's another thing that you got to be careful with the Kyrie trade. Kyrie is known to get injuries. He's known to be injury prone. I know Kyrie has got some kind of connection with Jason Kidd, guys. Make sure to hit the like as you guys come in. Definitely appreciate you guys. Appreciate the 13 people watching. Shout out to Seth Messer-Smith. He says, my Sixers are getting me annoying. We should have traded for KD. Well, the trade deadline has not happened yet, so let's also remember that. There's still a chance that KD is possibly going to get traded by the trade deadline, if not possibly before that. It's very possible. It's very possible. He could definitely get traded before that. Guys, hit the like as you guys come in. Hit that like. So I think it's very possible that he might still get traded. Shout out to Soccer Training Club. What's going on? Salute, champ. What, Kyrie Irving out from Brooklyn Nets, injury prone? I mean, because he is. I'm really interested to see what Jason Kidd is going to do too. But I know that this is just a half-season rental. I mean, like I said, the Dallas is going to have to me, go to the NBA Finals for Kyrie to even consider staying and signing an extension, knowing that they could build pieces around those two players. But I don't see it happening. Some people feel that the Mavericks got finessed in the fact that, they had to give up this much. I mean, if you look at the Brooklyn side, I look at it this way. You get scoring from Spencer Dinwiddie once again, so you could play him with Kevin Durant. You also get Finney Smith, who I know hasn't had the best season, and I know he's had injuries, but, I mean, he could give you three-point shooting from the corner, and then on top of that, he could give you defense from the wing. Something that the Nets haven't really had in terms of wing defense. I mean, they still need size, which is their biggest problem. It's really more so their front court. So they do have a guy who can defend, at least in the terms of the wings, and Finney Smith. I think he's a good player, and I think he would be a nice asset for the Nets. But the problem is I don't feel that the Nets are a championship. Some people are feeling that. Let me ask you guys, do you think the Nets are still possible a chance to win in the Eastern Conference with now losing Kyrie? I say that the Kyrie Irving, him now being traded hurts. To me, it hurts because Dinwiddie hasn't been a consistent number 2 all season. So I don't think the Nets are a championship team. I just think what this does now is really make it more so about the Sixers, the Bucks, and the Celtics. And if you want to throw the Miami Heat in there, the Miami Heat and possibly the Cleveland Cavaliers, I feel like Miami and Cleveland are kind of like this a little bit. They're kind of like in a tie for fourth because Miami has been to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think Cleveland is an Eastern Conference Finals team if they get the right matchup, but otherwise they're a second round team in my opinion. Only reason because I just feel like they don't know how to take care of the ball late in games. And then is Cleveland just going to be relying so much on Donovan Mitchell? Like we got to put that into account too. And I don't know. But yeah, man, this is big news, guys. Continue to hit that like button. Hit that like button. But like I said, like what is this? And now you got to think about it. Now it's like, shout out to Tony Tiger. He says, outside NBA fans don't realize that Dorian Finney-Smith has fallen off from his average 3-and-D type of guy. I agree with you because even though that's what he can provide, it's like he hasn't played up to that 3-and-D standard that he usually has played with. I mean, he hasn't played it since last year, to be honest. And this year he's taking a big drop. He's taking a drop off this year. But now, like I said, what are the possible Kevin Durant trade destinations now that this Brooklyn Nets super team experiment has failed? Because you know Kevin Durant is going to get blamed for this. You already know Kevin Durant is going to get blamed for this. Guys, continue to smash the like, hit that subscribe. We got 24 people in there. Shout out to the 24 people that are in here. Guys, if you would like to donate to the channel, I got the super chats on. I also have the Cash App and I also have the PayPal. Definitely, man. Appreciate you guys being here. Shout out to Earl. He says, "What up, Lou? What is going on, Earl? Appreciate you, man. Guys, share the stream as well. Like, goddamn. I mean, it's just, ladies and gentlemen, the Heartbreak Kid. He's just a sexy boy. He's not your." Look at that. I'm trying to sing the damn song and the mic don't even want to listen to me. Like, dude, shut up. Anyway, he not your boy toy. He's just that sexy boy. He not your boy toy. Oh, y'all don't think I know about that? Yep, giving you a little bit of HBK. Y'all already know what I'm saying because they call him the Heartbreak Kid, Kyrie Irving. But this is a heartbreak because now what happens now to the Brooklyn Nets fan base too? Think about that. What happens to the Brooklyn Nets fan base? Because if now they were thinking about, I've always said that the Brooklyn Nets to me should have stayed in New Jersey. No one has really taken the Brooklyn Nets seriously. They've never been to an Eastern Conference Finals. They haven't been to the Eastern Conference Finals. They're still second fiddle to the New York Knicks, despite how bad the New York Knicks have been. So I felt like they should have stayed in New Jersey. Like I don't know really what good came out of the the only thing that I'll give credit to where credit is due when it comes to the Brooklyn Nets, I've been able to see a lot of great players play there. And look, I've been able to see Damian Lillard. I've been able to see Kawhi Leonard. I've been able to see Chris Paul. I've been able to see Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, Klay Thompson. I saw Giannis Antetokounmpo. I was able to see Chris Middleton. Like I was able to see some great players come, over there. I saw Malcolm Brogdon. I was able to see players come and play there. So I'll be blessed with the amount of tickets that I've been able to. I've seen LeBron James play. I got to see, Kobe. So it's like I've been blessed enough to be able to get the opportunity to go to Barclays Center where the tickets are cheaper compared to the Garden. And I've been able to say that, it's been awesome to see these players play for the amount of money that I've been able to pay. I've got some really good seats at a really cheap price. But the problem is, ladies and gentlemen, the Brooklyn Nets have never been really considered a contender. I've seen Derrick Rose play, at Barclays, but the Brooklyn Nets are not they've never really been taken serious as contenders, even though the media has tried to hype it up. It's a failed experiment at the end of the day. Tony Tiger says, I think they still can build around KD, but he just doesn't have the patience. Another thing is we have to remember also is that KG is injury prone. He's out with an MCL right now, and KD's 34 years old. Now, KD's game, it has aged gracefully. It has aged beautifully, has KD's game. The problem is he hasn't been able to stay healthy, and he's getting older. That's something that people have got to keep in mind. It's like, what's KD's window? How many years are you going to be able to get out of KD to be able to contend for an NBA championship is going to be the question. now moving forward, because KD still has 3 years left on his contract. So you know that the Brooklyn Nets are going to try to send him to the best possible place where they could get the best deal possible. I've been hearing about the Phoenix Suns and possibly Chris Paul getting traded to Brooklyn, where they could actually like rebuild and stuff. They might send Jay Crowder there too, even though Jay Crowder is rumored to go to the Bucks. Have been interested in trying to get Jay Crowder. I'm not a big Jay Crowder guy just because of how inconsistent he is. His three-point shooting is very, very, very streaky. So I don't know. But I feel like Kevin Durant is going to be a Golden State Warrior, and he's going to finish his career there. I just got a funny feeling he's just going to Golden State. Tony says maybe trade Seth and Ben for Lauri Markkanen type of player. Markkanen is with the Utah Jazz. So you would trade Seth and Ben Simmons to the Jazz for Lauri Markkanen. I mean, Markkanen is having an all-star season. I mean, definitely. I think that I know Jordan Clarkson is also on the trading block. I mean, I also heard that the Lakers are interested in him. Yo, shout out to Soccer Trading Club for the $2.99 super chat. Louis, please speak boxing. Ryan versus Tank. Ryan, so Garcia is actually facing Tank Davis though this year. The thing is, I'm more of a casual boxing fan when it comes to boxing. And the thing is, I haven't really been watching boxing like as of late. So I would have to even get, I would have to get back into it and really study it and, to kind of give you more so my thoughts on like talking boxing. I would have to get back on it because at one point I was watching boxing, but it was like I just like kind of lost interest a bit. But I'll get back in. I'll get back into that. I will get back into that, and eventually I will, talk about it and stuff like that. Guys, continue to hit the like button as you guys come in. Breaking news, ladies and gents. It's been all over the news today. Kyrie Irving is going to the Dallas Mavericks, traded for Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, and 2027 and 2029 picks. A first-round, unprotected first-round pick of 2029, and two second-round picks of 2027 first-round, second-rounder, and 2029 second-rounder, with a 2029 unprotected first-round pick. Because, like I said, we know that this is just a rental for the Dallas Mavericks. What do you guys think about this whole ordeal, man? It's pretty crazy. Seth Messersmith, for Eagles fans, says Seth Curry should great idea for the Phoenix Suns. So you think it's a good idea for him to go to the Phoenix Suns? It's funny because that would make Seth Curry in his second stint with the Phoenix Suns. That would be his second stint. Continue to smash the like and continue to hit that subscribe. Continue to share, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Tiger says, can't believe people questioning the fit of this top two backcourt. Oh, you mean of Luka and Kyrie? The reason that people are questioning it is because they're both ball dominant. They have to figure out how to play off. Luka has never really played off the ball. Kyrie has he has more of the ability to play off the ball than Luka Doncic. So it's really more so, can Luka Doncic make the adjustment when Kyrie's got the ball in his hands? I got to see how Jason Kidd is going to work that out. So the Mavericks projected starting lineup is supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be Luka at the 1, Kyrie at the 2. You have, I know Dwight Powell, I think he's playing the center position. You have, what's his face? I'm trying to remember. Oh, Tim Hardaway Jr. at the 3, ladies and gentlemen. Christian Wood at the 4 and Dwight Powell at the 5. That's going to be the Mavs starting lineup. But now they're a little bit weak on the bench. So now they got to fill up that bench now too. So yeah, man, smash that like, hit that subscribe, folks. Hakeem J says, I wish the Bulls could have got Kyrie Irving. I mean, did the Bulls have a good? Well, I know the Bulls were trying to trade Patrick Williams. I know he was on the trade block. I know they're trying to get rid of Zach LaVine, but I heard Zach LaVine wants an extension. So I don't know. Shout out to SS guys. Continue to hit the like. Oh no, like listen. the thing is, it's easy for us to criticize because we don't think it's going to work, but we got to wait and see what happens. So, you got to give it. The thing is, people have got to give it an opportunity before we kind of, go down and see what it works. Shout out to SS. He says, best deal Brooklyn could get, overpaid by the Mavs, and slightly increases the chances of Luka leaving in the long run. How many years does Luka have on his deal? Because I know Luka is on his rookie contract, I believe. And we have to see, is Luka going to be committed to staying with this Mavericks team, or does he see greener pastures on another team? So we don't know that yet. But I do think people are kind of already criticizing the deal because they don't think it's going to work. So Soccer Training Club says, thank you, Louis. I'm a student of the game, not necessarily in this order of soccer, boxing, and basketball. It's all love, man. It's all love, no doubt. Also, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys pull up, man. Super Bowl Sunday next week, I'm going to be doing a game. It's going to be the Eagles against the Chiefs, and it's going to be in Arizona, Super Bowl 57. Make sure y'all pull up for that. I got to set up the thumbnail for that. Super excited. Oh, no, Luka's getting money. I mean, Luka's been an all-star. You see Luka's numbers this year. He's shooting 50% from the field, which is a career high. He's putting up career numbers this year. Guys, hit the like. We got 36 people watching. Love and appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate the people watching. For sure, definitely appreciate. So they're supposed to be saying there's a disturbing reason why Kyrie Irving, because that Kyrie Irving ended up requesting a trade. Like I said before, they put the stipulation that Kyrie Irving, in order for him to get his max deal, he had to win a championship in order for that max contract to kick in. That was one of the stipulations in his contract. That wasn't supposed to be it originally, but that's what Joe Tsai and ownership said. Joe Tsai, Sean Marks, all them dudes. Karam says, offensively, the Mavs are going to be better, but defensively, we got to wait and see. No, defensively, their backcourt is trash. Like Luka and Kyrie, they can't play defense. I just wonder how Jason Kidd's going to work that out. Christian Wood doesn't play defense neither, and he's one of your bigs. And to me, Christian Wood should be a better defender, but he's not. So the Mavs they're still going to be giving up points. This is where I feel like that Mavericks, to me, they're going to need wing defenders. So this is where the wing defenders come in, and this would definitely be much more helpful if they have wing defenders to where it'd be able to make it easier, because these guys scoring all these points, it ain't going to do justice, man. Yeah, I've seen Christian Wood play defense this year. It's not that good. I mean, has he been better as of late? I mean, if you tell me that, then, we still got another half of basketball. But to me, that's the leadership now that's going to have to kick in. Who's going to push Christian Wood to play defense? See, that's what I said. I feel like a veteran big, that's been in the game, that be able to push Christian Wood, to be able to play at both ends, because Christian Wood is a very good offensive player. He is a very good offensive player. I've seen Christian Wood play. He is a very, very good offensive player. What he needs to do is he needs to improve his defense. Yeah. Oh, he's been hurt. Tony Tiger says, this trade makes me scared for the future when it comes to paying both Kyrie a large contract and Christian Wood, because they both deserve extensions. So Kyrie is eligible for the 2-year extension if Kyrie decides to sign it before the season ends, because if he's a free agent, you guys know Kyrie is going to be looking for that 4 to 5 year max. Try to get those max dollars for around $200 million. Shout out to Hakeem J. He says, question, a little off topic, but me and my nephew were debating who's better, Bradley Beal or Mitch Richmond. Bradley Beal against The Rock. That's a real interesting question. The funny thing is, Mitch Richmond's game reminds me of, kind of what Devin Booker was a little bit. But I think, if I'm going with Bradley Beal or if I'm going with Mitch Richmond, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I know Mitch was on a lot of losing teams. He was barely on winning teams, and he averaged, I think, 20 points per game 6 times in his career. I think for 6 straight seasons he averaged 20 points, but he was injury prone. Bradley Beal is known to be injury prone, but he did lead the league in scoring just last year at 30 points a game and stuff. And D4K We Trust says he doesn't think this deal is going to work. That's what people are saying. Some people are wishing that this doesn't work. Some people believe that this isn't going to work, but we're going to see if it works or not. So we will see. Corey Vice says that Bradley could play the two for this. I will say this, that I would probably might take Bradley Beal just because he's a little more versatile than Mitch Richmond, because Mitch played primarily the guard. But you know what? Bradley Beal is a little more versatile, but I would go with Mitch Richmond. I think Mitch was one of the best two guard players in his prime. It's just unfortunately he was on bad teams. The thing is, what people got to understand about guards is that guards are not looked at as the most impactful players. Like, when you're looking at impactful players, you're looking more so of the 3, 4, and 5 positions when it comes to those positions, because of they are kind of tended to be looked at as the more impactful positions. But Mavs fans got to look at back in 2014 when they acquired prime Rajon Rondo. Well, we know that experiment didn't work with what's his face with who's the coach, Rick Carlisle, because Rick Carlisle has a system, and you know that Rajon Rondo is ball dominant in terms of he likes to put guys in position. Like, he's not going to listen to Rick. Him and Rick went at it. They butted heads, and that situation didn't work out. I think Rondo was only there for like 1 year, and after 1 year, he was gone. He was gone. So there's that. Let's continue to hit that like button, ladies and gents. Let's continue to hit that like button. So yeah, I mean, when it comes to Laker fans, so originally with the Lakers, well, the offer that was kind of on the table for the Lakers to the Mavericks, to the Brooklyn Nets was Max Christie and Austin Reeves. I heard that Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss did not want to give those two players up with the picks. I think it was those two, and I think in one of the first round picks for 2027. The Lakers did not want to go for that. They didn't want to trade those picks, and so they just kept it. Shout out to Ron in the building. Appreciate you, man. Guys, hit the like. Again, shout out to Shocker Training Club for the $2.99 donation. Appreciate that, no doubt. Corey says, I think Jason and Mark is going to make it easy for him, and Jason is a player's coach. Yeah, I mean, Jason was a point guard. Jason is a point guard. So, I mean, he's got Luka, and then you got Kyrie Irving. I mean, I think there'll be some plays in there for like the both of them. I'm just interested to see how they get other guys involved. I mean, the Mavs, they're going to score points. The starting lineup to me is among the best is one of the best in the NBA. You will have to consider that. It's not like starstruck. The stars are obviously the backcourt, so the backcourt is good. Offensively, when you come to that tandem, they could possibly be a Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown type of deal. My worry is how stagnant both of those guys can get when it comes to the offense if they play a lot of iso ball. And that's where you got to have to really involve the rest of the team, because the Mavs bench is a little weak. So how they incorporate the other guys is what's really gonna be very important. That's going to be the most important thing, to be able to see if they can incorporate those other guys and get involved, because they're going to need it to do it, especially in that Western Conference, But yeah, I know. Again, guys, continue to hit the like. I just know that the Laker fans are down sad right now. The bad part about this is that the media was really pushing Kyrie to the Lakers. They kept saying Kyrie to the Lakers, Kyrie to the Lakers, and he's a Dallas Maverick. So how really stupid do the Laker fan? Well, not really more so Laker fans in a sense, but the mainstream media, they were pushing this trade. And quite honestly, Rob had the trade on the table, but But I also think in the back of their minds is the thing is Kyrie, is looking for max dollars, and he was looking for a 4-year contract to secure. He was already in one. DeMayo696 says anybody who trades or sign Kyrie is gonna take a fat L. I'm gonna say this when it comes to Kyrie Irving. There's things that I can easily blame Kyrie for in terms of his career and how he's gone about it. And then there's things that are not his fault. So it's twofold and it's like 50-50 depending on how you look at that, depending on how you look at the situation. I mean, for one, well, before I do that, Ron says, I got to see how the Mavericks are going to look defensively. I still think that defensively they're going to have issues. Like I said, your backcourt is not going to be able to stop anybody from penetration, so that's a problem. Kyrie's first game is going to be against the Clippers on Wednesday. So the first game that they play is going to be against the Clippers. Also, let me ask you guys this question. For those who watch First Thing First, how is Nick Wright going to feel? Because you know that Luka Doncic is his other favorite player other than LeBron. But now Kyrie Irving is a Dallas Maverick and is playing alongside Luka in the starting lineup as the backcourt. So how's that going to look right now? What does Nick Wright think about this? Shannon Sharp went off. He said that he wanted Kyrie Irving. He just didn't want him at the asking price because of how undependable he is. Right? So looking into the comment section once again, Tony says, I think the media gets paid to push prime copium propaganda for the Lakers. I mean, they've been pushing it. I mean, the minute Kyrie said it was available, I mean, they were pushing Kyrie to be a Laker even before that because it was a possibility just with the way things were going with Kyrie in the front office with Brooklyn. Then Kyrie requested trade and everybody, it's a done deal. Kyrie going to the Lakers. It's a done deal. Book it. Championship. Then it's like you're already putting on these expectations. It's like when you don't even know what's going to happen yet. And look at that now. Kyrie is a Dallas Maverick. Even if it's for a rental, you didn't get Kyrie this year. Let me see. Lakers might get Kyrie for the free agency this offseason. I mean, a part of me is thinking that Kyrie might possibly want to be a Laker. Let me guys ask you a question now. What about Kevin Durant? Like, what trade destination do you think Kevin Durant might possibly go to? What does this do for Ben Simmons? Do the Nets try to trade Ben Simmons, or are they going to build around him and he could be the guy on the team and that he doesn't have to worry about living up to any type of expectations because now Ben Simmons knows he's on a rebuilding team. But the thing is like I mentioned to you guys, Ben Simmons wants to play West. Ben Simmons is a client of Clutch Sports. That means he wants to play for the Lakers and he wants to play with LeBron. This is part of the reason why he's not playing up to par. And this whole knee injury, I don't think it's a knee injury. I don't think there's anything wrong with Ben Simmons. He's just trying to play the Nets hand. And the thing I'm trying to understand is people are complaining about why is Ben Simmons getting a pass? Why isn't he getting criticized? It's pretty simple, y'all. Like I just mentioned, he is a Clutch Sports agent. When you're part of LeBron James's agency, especially with the type of high-profile player that Ben Simmons is, he ain't gonna get blamed. He ain't gonna get blamed. He's not gonna get blamed. Ryan says long time. Corey Vince says is that they gave the best two-way player up. In his opinion. Shout out to Duality Unlimited. Shout out to my boy Pete. What's good with you, bro? Hope everything is good. He says Shannon and Nick are both wrong on this for different reasons. And well, like I said with Shannon only wants Kyrie for LeBron. He could care less about Kyrie. I mean, he's one of those people that have ripped Kyrie to shreds for years and years and years. Same thing with Nick Wright, even though Nick was like, I know he's gonna be, yeah. So I mean, we'll see how they do. Ryan says that post-game interview, LeBron, when he asked about Kyrie, in terms of, yeah, I saw that when they lost to the Pelicans and they asked, what do you think about the Kyrie situation? Is a Kyrie possibly, if he could be on the team and, if he'd be a great asset to the Lakers? And he's like, duh. I was like, that just tells you he wants Kyrie. But he only wants Kyrie for his benefit. It's not like he wants it for Kyrie. The Lakers trade wasn't viable. Westbrook and KD aren't reuniting. I don't understand how no one is discussing this angle. I've been saying this for the longest time too. And Pete, thank you for shouting this out. If Westbrook left, if Kevin Durant left Russell Westbrook years ago, if you also saw what Russell Westbrook has gone through the last few years without KD, and then if you look at what happened last year, even if Russell Westbrook's money is coming off the books, Kevin Durant is not going to want to play with Russell Westbrook. That reunion ain't going to work. So the fact that people are just like, oh, trade Russ to the Brooklyn Nets. Some people wanted to see it to kind of stick it to KD to be like, this is what you get from where you go into Golden State and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, I'm trying to figure out, guys, hit the like as you guys come in. I'm trying to figure out why is it that if something didn't work before, what makes you think it's going to work now? Even if Russ is coming off the bench right now for the Lakers, he gets traded to the Brooklyn Nets. He's thinking, "Oh, fresh start. Oh, that puts me right in the starting lineup." And we saw that Russ and KD, both of them showed poor basketball IQ when they played together. Their decision making, especially in close games, cost them a chance at being in the NBA Finals again. And people could say whatever they want, but again, Russ and KD are not on good terms, man. They're not on good terms. People can say what they want, but they're not on good terms. They do their little friendly highs here and there, but I'm sorry. It's not – KD and Russ are not on good terms. And KD knows he's not going to win with him. It was one of the reasons why Kevin Durant left. Because KD left, and I get it, it was with the Golden State Warriors, but – look what it resulted. It resulted in 2 NBA championships. It resulted in back-to-back titles and back-to-back finals MVPs. The problem with Kevin Durant is he cannot really leave. You get what I'm saying? He can't really leave. He's not in control. He has 3 years left on his contract. See, Kyrie Irving, it's a bit different right now. He can play games because he's a free agent at the end of this year. So now Kyrie, once again, the ball is in his court by the time free agency – the time the end of this season's up. Kevin Durant still has 3 years on his deal. So that's what hurts him. My thing is that if KD and Russ will be able to win, like I said, this is the problem. And Russ has shown that when he moves the ball, like when he played with the Lakers this year and when LeBron wasn't on the floor, he actually was having fun playing. And I thought he did a really good job involving the guys. He wasn't really being ball dominant. Let AD do his thing. Always got AD involved. I said, Russ was playing great. Yo, shout out. We got 51 people in the building, man. Let's hit that like, man. Hit that subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new to the channel, man, appreciate y'all, man, for watching. I mean, this is just huge news. I would have showed, Kyrie and Luka Doncic, but the bigger situation right now is Kyrie. I'm mad at Kevin Durant for following Kyrie Irving because I feel like he screwed himself, honestly, to be honest with you. Let me look at the comment section real quick, man, just to make sure. Ryan says, like the movie Friday, he gonna cry in the car. Shannon Sharp crying because Kyrie not a Laker. He was crying when I saw him on Instagram. He was crying. He was. You already know that he's gonna be ripping Kyrie to shreds. You already know. I wonder what he's going to say about Luka Doncic, though, because, he calls him Baby Bird and all that. Share, like, and comment. Appreciate y'all. Simmons is set to make $37 million. That is a poison contract. I mean, a lot of these guys are making poisonous contract. Ben Simmons is making a lot of money than a lot of NBA players that are making in the 30s. It's crazy. More than Joel Embiid, more than Devin Booker. Like, it's insane the amount of money he's making. Donald Duff says bad move. Duality says KD is leaving soon, but I don't know how. The show is more important than the where at this point. I think KD and Russ could win together, but there's just bad blood between them. KD and Russ will be like Brew and Croissant. I'm done. Yo, Tony, you funny, bro. No, Duality. I don't. The thing is, what these internet things do in the media when a player goes to a new team, they just put an automatic number. They just put an automatic number just to show that they changed teams. But I don't even know what number Kyrie is going to be wearing. It might be the same number, but I don't know. Ron says that KD don't want to play with Russ no more, so that wasn't going to happen. KD followed Kyrie to the Nets, not the other way around. And people should remember this. Oh, no, that's what I was saying. I said that KD was kind of a follower. And I said, I know people were saying, I'm glad KD got to leave because it wasn't fair because the Golden State Warriors were, they went to the finals 3 years in a row. Well, they went to the finals 5 years in a row. But with KD, they went 3 years straight, and it's just not fair, this and this and that. But I also said that KD, to me, and one part, I thought he was putting his career in his control in his hands. But I feel like KD, to me, is still not in control of his career. Because if you think about it, he listened to Kyrie Irving, and he went east. Kyrie's gone, and Kevin Durant's going to be asking for a trade. And it's just like, well, Kevin Durant, think about this. I mean, you allowed to commit yourself, right? You signed that contract. But it's like you can't even – I could see Kyrie Irving being number 2. I could. But then again, he possibly could be 11. So – but I've always looked at KD as a mercenary. I don't know why people get like upset when, especially like KD fans, like his fanboys get so upset. I've always said that he's like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You could look at those guys as the ultimate weapon when you need a team where you could put them on a team where they have the chance to win an NBA championship. KD is the ultimate weapon, kind of like what Kareem was. But I don't look at those guys as leaders, and I don't look at those, like I said, they're amazing players. Some of the best that the NBA has ever seen. And I give, like, listen, man, I got so much love and respect for Kareem. I got love and respect for KD. But it's just, I'm telling you this as an analyst from what I see as a basketball fan. Kevin Durant has never been a leader. That's not hate, bro. It's just facts. I love watching KD play. I mean, to be honest with you, 11, if you break it down and if you want to do the math, 1 + 1 is 2, if we're talking about numerology. So I can see Kyrie wearing number 11. We got 58 people watching. Definitely appreciate y'all, man, right now as of it is. Continue to hit the like button, hit that subscribe. You already know we making headlines, man, with this Kyrie deal, bro. It's crazy. Ryan says, what you've been up to. Share, like, comment. Definitely appreciate that duality. Corey Vice says that he thinks Russ might end up with the Miami Heat. Who would the Miami Heat give up to the Lakers, though? If they're willing to give up guys like Duncan Robinson, I'm wondering if Jeannie and Rob are going to ask for Tyler Hero, though. But that's probably going to be a no from the Heat if they try to go that route. Tony Tiger says Colin Duncan Robinson. I don't like the move to get Kyle Lowry because Kyle Lowry, let's face it, he's older, injury prone, and he's always been an inconsistent playoff performer. He could give you 2 good games in a 7-game series, and you don't need that in a 7-game series. If you would have to, I'm telling you right now, your other players are going to have to play that well to where you don't even have to worry about Kyle Lowry's numbers like that. You wouldn't have to worry. Duality says, remember how Kyrie, Jimmy, and Kawhi were supposed to team up before Kyrie and KD became best friends? That's right. That's true, too. Yep. Ron says KD followed Kyrie to the Nets because he's a beta. He has alpha talent, but not the mentality. I've been saying that for the longest time. I said that for the longest time. KD has alpha game, not alpha mentality. I said that for the longest time because if KD was an alpha, he wouldn't have followed Kyrie Irving. He would have done his own thing and put his career in his own hands. See, Shaq was an alpha because he was an opportunist. He saw that the Chicago Bulls, as long as Michael Jordan was there, he felt that their team wasn't going to be able to compete for championships. They probably might get close to the Eastern Conference Finals, but as long as Pippen, Rodman, and Jordan were there, there's no way that they were going to be able to compete to get past them to face whoever they had to face in the NBA Finals. So he went to the Western Conference to try to see if he could compete for titles and face Jordan as the opposite. Instead of Jordan being a roadblock, he could face him coming out of the other conference. The only problem was Shaq and the Lakers were losing badly in the playoffs 3 years even after he left Orlando. You look at the second round in '97 to the Jazz, they lost in 5. They got their ass kicked. Next year was even worse because the Lakers had a great season, 61 wins, and you got swept in the Western Conference Finals. You got swept. And the Jazz were not even really that much of an athletic team. Like, they weren't really an athletic team. It was just a veteran team with some young players. But, I mean, they swept the Lakers, bro. And that was because of their high basketball IQ. The Lakers had the talent. They were more talented than the Utah Jazz, but they didn't have the IQ. If they were because if y'all remember in the regular season that year, it looked like, bro, imagine a young Kobe going up against a Jordan. You look at the Shaq. I'm like, the Lakers didn't have, the Bulls didn't have really an answer at the center position. I mean, Luke Longley was a solid center, but, you know, he was a cast-off. You know? Hit the like, ladies and gents. Let's see. Let's go back to the comment section. Duality says Kawhi and KD don't like each other. That's a fact, even though that Kawhi Leonard has wanted to play with Kevin Durant. That's the crazy part about it. It's just weird. I know KD has also trolled Kawhi in the past. Hakeem J says the 1990 starting 5: Penny Hardaway, MJ, Pippen, Rodman, Hakeem the Dream is unbeatable. Well, Penny doesn't have to worry about defense because you got the defense in 4 out of the 5 positions. So if people were going, well, it's 4 on 5 on defense, I mean, it's really not that bad because Jordan could switch with Pippen, and then Hakeem could switch with Rodman too. I mean, to be honest with you, man. Shout out to Synovio Foot. Dennis in the building. Appreciate you. Oh, Nathaniel Lubin. He says Russell Westbrook never wins a championship when he joins multiple teams. Well, he hasn't. Chris Paul never win a championship when he joins multiple teams. Are you saying that when in terms of like yeah, I remember when KD said that Kawhi Leonard he's only a system player. That's what he said. He said he's only a system player. That Kawhi Leonard's not that level of a player. Tony says that wouldn't work because of Phil. Man, yeah. Whoa, buddy. Damn, man, who would have thought today was you know, this kind of thing, man. I never thought that it'd be this crazy today, that we'd be talking about Kyrie Irving as a Dallas Maverick. Never did I think it was going to happen, and here we are, ladies and gents. Here we are, you know. But yeah, he KD said that Kawhi is a product of the Spurs. Like, and to be honest, Kawhi Leonard, he thrived in it. I mean, take a look at the Toronto Raptors. You saw what the Raptors had as a team. He thrived in that. Kawhi Leonard he's got to have something established, and that he could just come in and just blend in with everybody else, man. I mean, I'm going to say this right now. I mean, if you're Dallas in terms of excitement, you got to be super excited. I mean, it's very exciting to see that now you have Luka and you have Kyrie Irving in the backcourt. So definitely tickets are going to sell. So that does well for ticket prices, and then that should increase some revenue, you know, for Dallas. I kind of wish I was in Dallas right now, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm gonna be down south in New Orleans from the 20th to the 24th. So I'll be there during Mardi Gras. But I honestly wish, man, if I knew the Mavericks were like playing in Dallas, I would have loved to go and see them play. That'd be dope. It'd be fire. I'll watch it. Ryan says, speaking of raps, Kawhi trying to recreate the 2019 raps with the Clippers. Well, in terms of he wants Van Vliet and he wants what's his face? Van Vliet and what's this other player? OG Anunoby, I think it was, that's on the trade block. I know the Knicks want him, but I feel like giving up what they're trying to give up for Anunoby doesn't make any sense. I would stay away from that. So I don't know what's going on there, but I don't want to mess with that. I think it's ridiculous. So it's like, why want to go there? Shout out to Corbin Watts. Before I get to your Corbin, shout out to you for being here. Duali says, I thought Kawhi was a leader based on the Toronto run, but I don't think he actually is a leader. No, he is not a leader. Kawhi Leonard is not a leader. People thought that he was the best player on a championship. He made them a championship team, so I will give Kawhi that credit. But he's not a leader. He's not, because Kyrie Irving was the leader of the team. I mean, not Kyrie. I'm sorry, Kyle Lowry. You look at you had Nick Nurse there in terms of the defense, the defensive philosophies, and the defensive system they had. That was all Nick Nurse, and you got to give Masai Ujiri credit in terms of the type of team that they had together. You know. John Wall is not a leader to me. The Clippers don't have leadership neither. Kawhi's not a leader. John Wall is not a leader, even though he is a pass-first point guard, but he's not a leader who can score, but he's not a leader. Paul George was never a leader. No. Paul George folds in big moments. I mean, we saw what happened in the bubble 3 years ago, so I'm not even going to get into that. But anyway, Corbin Watts says, I think Luka and Kyrie both need the ball too much to play too similar. They're not catch-and-shoot guys. I think Kyrie is a little more capable than that, but I do agree with you on the most part that they're both not catch-and-shoot players. But Kyrie Irving, to me, has the ability to do it more than Luka can. I'm interested to see how Jason Kidd is really going to work their backcourt. I'm really interested to see. They'll be exciting to watch for sure, but I just want to see. Kyrie has played off the ball with LeBron before, so I think he's able to do it with Luka. Hasn't done it enough, though, in his career, so I don't know. Philip Green says Luka is still ball dominant. Do you think Luka will let Kyrie control the offense? It's going to be all up to Luka, and it's going to be up to Jason Kidd. Can Jason Kidd get these two guys to buy in to the point where they can play off of each other? That's going to be the question. Can they play off of each other? But the thing is, Jason Kidd's got to be careful, and it's tricky because you don't want to play a my turn, your turn isolation offense. In the playoff, it looks nice in the regular season. You're going to win yourself some games because teams are not taking you seriously defensively. But in the playoffs, adjustments can be made with that. And so then it becomes, what do you go to next? If they take away your plan B, A, do you have a plan B? Do you have a plan C? Because if you don't have that, then you're not going to be able to compete for a championship. And you're not going to beat that team in a 7-game series, even if you may be a better offensive team than they are, even if you are. And momentum is such a big thing, in the NBA, especially when it comes to the playoffs. Duality says that John Wall was a leader with the Wizards. I want to say yes and no to that. He was and he wasn't. I'll say yes and no when it comes to John Wall being a leader for the Wizards. That to me is a yes and no answer. That's my opinion. He touched the community. I'm pretty sure he was big in the community with Washington, but it's really more so what he does on the court. I'm sure that John Wall did a lot for the Washington community for sure, but more so, I'm just kind of more so on the court. I feel like he was a leader and he wasn't at the same time. They had too many issues, obviously, with him and Bradley Beal because they had some beef going on between those two. Hakeem J says, so how far in the playoffs do the Mavs go now? The thing is, our projections on where the Mavs go is going to depend on what the rest of this roster looks like by the trade deadline, because I know that Mark Cuban's not done. That's one. Then on top of that, we're going to have to see how the Mavs play in the second half of the season. That will let me know, are they contenders in the West or are they pretenders after this trade? Because again, remember, Kyrie is just a 1-year rental. He's a half-year rental because he already played the first half of the year for Brooklyn. So he's half of the year. Tony says Ty Lue is the leader. Duh. He led them to the Western Conference Finals. I'm going to be honest. I didn't think Ty Lue was even going to be able to lead them considering the history that LeBron fans have killed him for with LeBron James. Because they had said LeBron was the one leading those teams to the finals and winning all those championships. So I don't know. But that's why I said that it showed you that even if you give him a good team, that Ty Lue was able to take him far. He just needed Kawhi Leonard, man, because Kawhi Leonard was the difference in them losing in 6 and winning in 6. I have no doubt in my mind, that the Clippers would have went to the NBA Finals against the Milwaukee Bucks, and it would have been a nice matchup. You got Middleton and Giannis against Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. I think it would have been some good basketball. And you would have had both of those guys going back and forth. You would have had that star matchup that we would have wanted, bro. He said no, they don't. They never did. Woods is one of those keys. John Wall and Bradley Beal are brothers. Watch both of their All the Smoke interviews. Beal stayed with Wall when his mom passed. Luka and Harden got the same playing style. Yeah, they do. He also says, Duality says, I assess leadership by your influence in the locker room. That is a good point. You know what, though? Now that I think about it, I feel like Wall, I think some people kind of criticize Wall in terms of what happened in 2017, him and Bradley Beal, is because they were talking a lot of smack. And to be honest with you, I felt like they should have went to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2015 because I felt like they were the better team than the Hawks. And they should have won in 2017 when they lost in 7 to the Boston Celtics that year. They should have met LeBron twice in the Eastern Conference Finals. And that backcourt was going to give the Cavaliers fits. And I really wish, had they not choked some of those games in both of those series, I really would have loved to see how the Cavaliers defensively were going to deal with that backcourt with Bradley Beal and actually no, I can't say backcourt because Bradley Beal can't play the two, but dealing with Wall and Beal, I would have loved to see that. I would have loved it. Tony Tiger says, "Stop the cap. Luka is more versatile, especially in the offseason." Oh no, I think he means in the playoffs. Yeah. Duality says, which finals matchup do you think the NBA wants? I really don't know because now this changes everything because I thought if Kyrie was going to the Lakers, I felt like to me they might have been pushing a Lakers, maybe Celtics NBA Finals. But now that Kyrie's a Maverick, this changes a couple of things. I'm not really sure what the NBA wants right now. Not really sure because the Lakers are 4 games under 500. They're 25-29. The funny thing is, despite their 4 games, they're 3 games out of 6th place. The only thing is, it's kind of tough because the thing is, you have to think about the NBA wants to make its most money possible, but if the big markets are not able to get it together where it looks like they could make a run for the NBA Finals to make the money, then the problem is they're going to have to bite the bullet and have the small market teams go to the finals again. I think an NBA Finals that I possibly could see happening if the cards play itself right. Call me crazy if I say this, but I know they haven't proven anything yet, but I just look at how watered down the Western Conference is. I could possibly see the Bucks and the Nuggets in the finals, or actually, no. Scratch that. Because right now the Bucks, they don't, even though they have their record, they still to me don't look like a championship team. I could see the Boston Celtics against the Denver Nuggets in the NBA Finals. I could see it. I could definitely see that. I could definitely see those two teams being in the NBA Finals. I think it could be the Nuggets and the Celtics in the NBA Finals. I could see it. Because right now, the Celtics are the best team in the NBA. They're the best team in the NBA. Bucks and Denver NBA Finals. You got the Celtics winning. Yeah, I got the Celtics winning too. I feel like then Jason Tatum gets his moment, and he becomes the Finals MVP, and then he gets finally put in that conversation for best player in the NBA. And I still got him leading the MVP as of right now. That's just me. I got him as the leading candidate for the MVP. Shout out to Nets World, guys. Hit that like, hit the like button. Hit that like, man, as you guys come in. Appreciate y'all. Who picks up the defense? Wait. Tony says preying on the Celtics downfall right now. Nets World says KD and Irving duo was one of the biggest busts ever. Yeah, it was. And they only played 74 games together, but it was a bust. Who picks up the defensive slack for the Mavs without Finney-Smith? They need to score 150 a game. Oh, yeah, that's the problem. They need to get a wing player because now that you lost your best wing defender, even though he hasn't been playing well this year and he's been injury prone, you lost your best wing defender. So now who is going – they need a guy – they need a wing to play defense. They need a wing to play defense. Duality says, I think that's what they will push to solidify Joker, and he'll get a pass because it's the Boston Celtics. The Celtics are the most storied franchise. Also, you got to look at that Celtics team. They're loaded. Malcolm Brogdon at the point. You got Marcus Smart, who is injured right now. You got Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford. They got Daniel Theis back. You know, you got Grant Williams, Peyton Pritchard, Robert Williams III. I mean, that team is stacked, man. That team is stacked. That is a damn good. You got Derek White coming off the bench. That's a really good basketball team. The Boston Celtics are stacked. That is a really good team. There's a reason that team made the NBA Finals. What do you think of the Lakers giving up first-round pick for Buddy Hield? I mean, I've been hearing about Buddy Hield since the offseason. If it hasn't happened now, I doubt that it's going to happen again. And I heard that the Indiana Pacers are talking to Miles Turner for a contract extension. So if that's the case, then it's like the Lakers are going to have to get him in a trade. They're going to have to get him in a trade. That's the only way I see it at this point. At this point, that's the only way I see it. KD and Kyrie, let's face it. Like I said, they're not without blame, but the Brooklyn Nets organization, they did a poor job of building this team. Joe Tsai and Sean Marks, they did a terrible job. They did terrible. It's not all on Kyrie and Kevin Durant. They made some stupid comments, especially Kyrie Irving, but at the same time, it was up to the organization to make sure that they built the right way around them. I mean, look, man, when they got Blake Griffin, I mean, that was out of desperation, but Blake Griffin doesn't play defense. Steve Nash tried to make him into a stretch four, and it was like, it just didn't work. Like, Blake was past his prime. And this is what happens when you don't work on your game and you rely too much on athleticism. It was done. It was done. Kings of God Awakened says no D4K. Miles Turner is no longer on the trade block. No. And he says Dallas has enough defensive players. And Duality says no, he doesn't think that it was a bust. He says they underachieved. Yep. Tony Tiger says, I don't understand how people can say Tatum is the MVP when he has the best team around him, but that's just me. Well, the thing is with the MVP, it's inconsistent. You think it would be the best player on the best team, but I think last year with Jokic got it, and the Nuggets were not such a high seed last year. People forget this about the Brooklyn Nets. I remember when it was just KD and Kyrie. They had Karis LeVert. They had Jared Allen. Bro, the lineup that the Nets had prior to doing all this shenanigan, constantly moving around, and KD and Kyrie get part blame because they wanted James Harden to be on their team. And then eventually James Harden quit his way to Philadelphia. The Nets feel like they had a championship team if they would have just been able to stay healthy, and they would have been able to have chemistry because you had a good mix of scoring and you had a good mix of defense. And you had the players off the bench to give you the points. I know David. The crazy part of Spencer Dinwiddie, he really kills me because he wanted to be a starter, right? But he ended up coming off the bench when he got traded to Dallas before he became a starter again, and they had to move Porzingis. And also they had to move Jalen Brunson, who's been dogging for the Knicks, and I think he should be an all-star. Duality says, I never liked the Harden move. I don't know if you remember me saying this when the news first broke. I wasn't happy with the move because I said you're gutting your team to get a player who's been unproven in the playoffs, a guy who goes all out in the regular season, and then he flames out by the postseason. And I said he's never been a good defender. I'm like, you're going to trade away some of your best defensive piece in Jared Allen, and he's such a good rebounder. Like, the Nets are not a good rebounding team, and they're not a good interior defensive team. And it's like you get rid of him to get a player who ended up quitting on you, bro. Unbelievable. Tony Tiger says that he should have been the West captain, right? Hakeem says, I'd love to see Kyrie play against Ja. Hope to see the Mavs and the Grizzlies, especially in a playoff series. I'm pretty sure the Mavs and the Grizzlies have already met, but I wonder how many more times do they meet this season if they haven't met yet. Corbin Watts says the MVP should go to the best player on the best team. There should be a different award for the scoring leader. Like I said, I just feel like the MVP is such narrative driven so damn much. Karam says, Louis, be real. Is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander a top 15 player? Without hesitation, yeah. There's no hesitation. SGA is balling. You don't think the Clippers could use him right now? He could have been playing with Kawhi Leonard. But they did all that to give up all those picks in Paul George, and look what the Clippers are now. They had 2020 to be the best they could be possible. They failed in the bubble. And then 2021, they could have been to the NBA Finals. And then 2022, the injuries piled up, and we don't know what's going to happen in 2023. And are the Clippers really going to make a move? I don't know. Bro, I just thought about it, man. Ja Morant against Kyrie Irving, bro. That looked like that's a nice little saucy matchup. Like, both teams healthy. But I got to see what Dallas does with the rest of their roster, though. Their starting five is good. It's good. But like I said, defensively with the wings, and then you got to watch out for Dylan Brooks, man. Mr. A, known as Mr. Accident. It's crazy. I got to say this also, man. We also have to remember that there's a couple of guys retiring soon. You know, I think about it now. If you look at Truth Be Told said, did you say saucy matchup? Yeah, I said saucy. I did say saucy. And I just said for the playoffs. I mean, I'm just doing it just to hype. I just did it to, just hype it up. It's all hype up, though. Yo, shout out to Sly, bro. What's good? What's good? Yeah, I just did that just to hype it up. Anyway, it's all trying to promote a playoff series because, the NBA doesn't do a good job promoting its stars. I feel like they did a better job. Appreciate you, Truth Be Told. Much love to you back, bro. I just feel like I thought they did a better job back then promoting their stars compared to today. And we have to be careful now because, remember, like I mentioned before, Steph Curry, now that I think about him, he's going to be 35 years old in March, next month. Kevin Durant is 34. He'll be 35 in September. And Russell Westbrook is going to be 35 years old this year too. So quite honestly, if you think about it, guys, I mean, we're looking at the end of an era here for those players in the 2007, 2008 to 2010. That era is starting to come to an end. Believe it or not, they're in that era is starting to come to an end. Guys, hit that like button as you got Kim. We got an amazing, astounding 60 people up in here. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate you guys, man. Let's get up in here. Hit that like, hit the subscribe. It's crazy. Nah, man. Mr. Low Management, Kawhi. My issue with Kawhi, man, he listened too much to his damn Uncle Dennis, bro. That's why, to me, his career has not been what it is neither. DeMarcus Cousins is out of the league. I think as of right now, yeah, but I heard he was working out with the Lakers, but then I haven't heard anything after that. So it's kind of like after the Lakers worked him out, it's like all of a sudden things have gone quiet. So I don't know. Oh, that's right, Derrick Rose. I forgot about. That's right, I forgot about him. I mean, guys like that, they're gonna be leaving too. So it's like, you got your Wades, your Bosh. They were part of that '03 era, but now the KD and Stephs, the 2007 to 2010 players, their run is starting to come to an end too. So, it's another era. So I feel like the NBA is really going to be in a weird spot because you got players like Ja, you got Luka, you got Giannis, you got Jokic, you got Embiid, um, you got Zion. Truth be told, say who had the best McDonald's All-American class? That's a tough one. Man, that's tough because there were some really good All-American teams. Well, let's see. KD is in year what? 16? Steph Curry's in year 14. Russell Westbrook is in year 15. I still like the 96 All-Americans, All-American team. They had some really good players at that time. Yeah, man, this era is really coming to an end, bro. It really is. I didn't even think about that. And the thing is, I'm concerned with guys like Zion because he was supposed to be looked at as the face of the league, but now it's like I feel like now Zion worries me because he was supposed to be the face of the league when he got drafted. And then people were like, well, no, John Morant is going to be, the face, possibly because of how he is and he's been able to stay healthier more than him. But then Zion came back and showed you, bro, that bully ball. Listen, bro, Zion looks like a freaking 90s player. He looks like a 90s big man playing today's game. You could even say 2000s if you want, but Zion gives me 90s 2000 vibes, bro, playing in today's basketball. Just got to improve his shooting a little bit in his handle because he turns the ball over a lot. But if he could tighten up his handle, bro, I mean, Zion is a scary dude, man. And the thing is, with Zion's athleticism, this dude should be averaging 12 to 13 rebounds a game, like easy, in his sleep. That dude is that damn strong. Oh no, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they've taken people by surprise this year. That team is coming, and they're not talking about the Thunder, but the Thunder they're gonna be something. That team has a large future, bro. I've always compared. The funny thing is that when I look at Zion, it's like he reminds me of three different players. He reminds me of Shawn Kemp, he reminds me of Charles Barkley, and he reminds me of Larry Johnson. Like those three players, when I think of Zion, he's who he reminds me of. Because it's like he's an undersized big with crazy explosiveness. No, the Thunder. Listen, man, the Thunder. They've surprised teams. Like I really thought the fact that the Thunder are in the playoff mix right now. Quite honestly, I really feel that the Thunder they're gonna make themselves a future destination. So you got to give Sam Presti some credit. I definitely got to give him some credit on this part. Now I want to see what he does with the picks. I just don't want him to pull off a Danny Ainge and hold too long because, quite honestly, those opportunities are going to leave. So that's the thing that I'm trying to figure out what Sam's going to do. He don't do a Danny Ainge. That's the one thing I said about Sam Presti. Don't do a Danny Ainge and just hold on too long. I felt like, to me, he kind of screwed KD a little bit in terms of what he did with Russell Westbrook, committing to him a little too long. And then we saw what happened. Then he ended up getting traded because things just didn't work out with the players they brought in. Corbin Watts says Zach Edey is going to be a huge difference maker for whoever gets him. Yeah, winning buyout. I feel like he's getting a little too much hype. Too much hype. They're overhyping him to the max, and I'm just not so sure on him. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's really got good skills and all that, but I feel like he's getting way too much hype. It's crazy. Shout out to Kerwin Abreu. He says this is going to work or this is going to be a 3-month rental. Like I said, right now, it's a 3-month rental right now. It's a 3-month rental right now. For right now. Kyrie's looking for the max. So we got to see what Kyrie Irving decides to do. The Mavs are 6th in the West. I mean, does this move propel them to the top 3? I don't know. I mean, are the Mavs going to start winning games? I don't know. Kyrie Irving's first game is against the Clippers, so that's a pretty good test right there. I'm not going to say it's a big test because the Clippers they've been a very disappointing basketball team. They've got guys in and out of the lineup. We already know about Kalo management, and with that. Oh no, ladies and gentlemen, for you Mavericks fans out there, let me make this very clear: the Mavericks are not done. This is just step one of they're trying to get another player to pair up with Kyrie and with Luka Doncic. They're not done yet. They're not done yet. They are not done. So it is not over. It is not over by any means necessary. It is not over. It's not. I mean, remember, Mark Cuban, I remember he took a big gamble in breaking up their championship team after they won. And I said, I felt they were good enough to win again. It's just what happened is that they went too soon in breaking them apart because, again, they had the defense designed to beat Bron and them. Fortunately for the Heat, they ended up playing the Thunder. That was a young team that they were playing on their talent. They really didn't really understand the game of basketball. If you watch the Thunder play that year, when they played the San Antonio Spurs, it was like they played team basketball. Like they took a page out of their book and they were killing the Spurs. Like they were combining the athleticism with actually running plays if you watch that series. But then against the Miami Heat, it was like they went back to, we'll try to beat you with our talent. And it was like, you can't do that against a veteran team. So once they started doing that, listen, I know about the game 2 call with the foul on LeBron and all that, but with the foul with LeBron to KD. But the thing is, I knew that they weren't going to win that series just because they were not a veteran team. So, and that was when James Harden he was doing his little bowl party in Miami and not even focus and didn't show up in the finals. And the fact that Magic Johnson criticized Russell Westbrook, and I'm like, but you didn't even criticize James Harden. He was like, yeah, he scored 43, but it was the worst performance I ever seen. And I was just kind of like, but what about James Harden? Like, the man did a disappearing act, bro. He pulled a Houdini and just gone. Like, hoodie, like, can't even see his face and did that. And it's like nobody talked about it. That to me was more crazy than anything. Like, I didn't understand that, That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, it just didn't make any sense. Kervin Abreu says that Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless disrespected Russell Westbrook for no reason. They did it because they needed a scapegoat, and Russell Westbrook was their scapegoat. Listen, man, people in this chat that have been on my live streams, whether I've done games or whether I've done just live streams talking about these NBA players. Y'all know how I felt about Russell Westbrook, and you guys know how I feel about his decision-making that has cost playoff games. But at the same time, it's not all Russell's fault, man. If you look at what happened last year, he unnecessarily got blamed for so many things that was not his fault. Did he play terrible? I could acknowledge how terrible Russell Westbrook played. It was going to show you that the only reason that Shannon Sharpe even said that he apologized to Kevin Durant was because how bad Westbrook was making LeBron look. That was the only reason that Shannon Sharpe had apologized to whatchamacallit, to Kevin Durant. But other than that, he wasn't going to apologize to him. If it would have worked out, do you know how much Shannon Sharp would have been trolling Kevin Durant? Because like I said, that's what this move was done for. It was to make LeBron to say, if I could lead Russell Westbrook to an NBA championship, in your face, KD, I could win with anybody. But you can't. You need the Avengers. See, that's what would have been the narrative. It's like, you need the Avengers to be able to lead you to an NBA title. You're not a leader. So those are all the things that they would have said. But instead, it didn't work out. Russ wasn't playing great. He got unnecessary criticism a lot of times. I mean, like I said, I know he played terrible. So I'm not going to sit here and deny and not saying that Russ has not played terrible, because I made videos on it. Sometimes I question some of the comments that would come out of his mouth, but I hated the fact that he got unnecessary blame for some of the stuff that Anthony Davis was doing, some of the stuff that LeBron James was doing, some of the stuff that Frank Vogel was doing, some of the stuff that the rest of the team was doing. Jeannie Buss, Rob Pelinka, like where was the blame for them? It was just all Russell Westbrook. And that was totally unfair right there. That was totally unfair. And I get that Russ kind of played to the narratives to where it's like, there's things that don't bother me, but he didn't like the fact that people were, calling him certain names and, that he was being called Westbrook. Like, I got on Westbrook for that. I'm like, if you don't care about that, then you shouldn't be complaining to the media about why it bothers you because of what, the family that you have and all that. But I'm sorry, but Nets World says that Dirk was a playoff choker. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I was just about to say that. You beat me to it. It's true. Dirk was labeled a playoff choker up until 2011. Facts. That's facts. Guys, hit the like button. Let's try to get to 50 likes. We are at 43 likes. We got 51 people watching on the stream right now. Appreciate you guys, man. Hit that right. Here's D White. Puts the hands up. All right, bless up. Nets World says that, do you think that Kyrie Irving is living off that shot in the finals? I don't think so. Because if you remember the very next year, Kyrie and LeBron and the Cavs, they lost in 5 games to the Warriors. And then after that was when Kyrie got traded. I think Kyrie was feeling himself after I saw what he was able to do with the Celtics in his first year before he got hurt. I felt he was living off of that. And for those of you guys who know, if you watched that first year, y'all saw that, the Celtics had the best record in the Eastern Conference. And in the 2 games that they played the Warriors, it was some really good basketball. And then also when they played the Houston Rockets, that game went out to the wire, and it was really good basketball. And people were looking at the Celtics team like, damn, man, maybe they should be in the NBA Finals, because in terms of the quality of basketball, you might get that. But once Kevin Durant got injured, it was, let's push LeBron for that fourth straight. And it's like, he's going to get a trade, and we got to push him up against the Warriors for a 4th straight year. So I just knew it was going to happen. But people forget that Kyrie was having his most efficient season before he got injured with the Boston Celtics. That doesn't get brought up because it's like, well, it doesn't matter. The very next year, he played a full year, and look what happened. He apologized to LeBron, and in the playoffs, he didn't do squat when he went up against Milwaukee. That's all that matters. Excuse me. Let me go to the comment section. Duality says that the media and the leagues are codependent with one another. The league approves popular narratives. I totally agree with that. Corbin says Mavs won a title with old Jason Kidd, Jason Terry, Dirk, and role players. You need to have a complete team to win a title, not just scoring. I've always said that. If you look at the Mavericks, one thing that was really underrated about their title run was how good defensively they were. They played some really good defense. Now, I'm not expecting the Mavs to, stop and shut down all these opponents. But if you look at what they were able to do in close games, they were actually, it wasn't the fact that they had the ability to shoot the basketball, and get big scoring games from, like, obviously Dirk, but they were able to play some really good solid defense to keep them in games. And the defense also was part of the reason that they were able to come back in games when they trailed by, when they trail by points or trail by, double digits in the playoffs. If you watch that entire 2011 playoff run, yeah, the Mavs were a very, very underrated team. But the one thing I get tired about is how people have used that Mavs team to excuse Bron and try to crap on Kobe. And I said, the difference between those two teams is Kobe and the Lakers had came off back-to-back championships, and they were trying to get a third title. Yeah, the Lakers played awful, in that sweep, and they led in 2 of the 4 games, and Kobe didn't have a great series, so I'm not here making excuses for the Lakers, but I said at the very least the Lakers were the defending champions. When you look at the Miami Heat, they steamrolled through the Eastern Conference, and they were the overwhelming favorites against the Dallas Mavericks. The Lakers were the favorites against the Mavericks. They just played terrible. They played awful in that sweep. But the problem is that the Miami Heat, they were the overwhelming favorites, and they choked bad. Okay? And they choked bad because in that series, Dwayne Wade was the best player on the floor. If you really look at it, Dirk was the best fourth quarter performer, but Dwayne Wade was the best overall player in that series. And if the Heat would have won the championship, Dwayne Wade is getting that Finals MVP. And the thing is, you got to understand how the media is going to look at LeBron. They could easily say, well, the Heat wouldn't have won a championship if LeBron wouldn't have got there. But then they could also go, well, Wade was the best player in that series. People could start to say, oh, Wade carried LeBron to the NBA. Wait, LeBron is the best player in the NBA at this point. He got carried to an NBA championship. That's the way that they're going to look at it, bro. And the thing is, people got to watch that Lakers series again with the Mavericks. The Lakers did not have the bench, and the Lakers did not have the shooting to compete with the Dallas Mavericks when you really watch on it. On paper, the Lakers were supposed to win because they're the champs, and they had the size that the Mavericks did not have. But what the Mavericks had was they were a really good defensive team. They had the three-point shooting, and they had the bench that the Lakers did not have. And I said that the Lakers weren't going to three-peat once I saw how the Lakers struggled against the Hornets. I saw it. If you're struggling against a New Orleans team that really didn't have anything but Chris Paul, how do you think you're going to do against the Mavericks that are that's a deeper team? I mean, you could say that duality, but some people were already leaning towards Bron as being the best player in the NBA. I said that Bron to me was the best from 2012 to about 2018. You could even, you know what? I could even say 2020. So Kyrie got game and his best clutch and he's the best clutch player Kyrie right now is the best clutch player in the NBA. Leads the league in fourth quarter scoring, and he actually has really good percentages shooting in the fourth quarter too. I think he's over 50% in the fourth. I think so. Corbett says that the Mavs team reminded me of the Raptors team in 2019. Maybe there's similarities. Duality says, did you ever cover the Rachel Nichols story via All the Smoke? Are you talking about the one with her and Maria Taylor? I mean, I uploaded videos on that, but I don't think I went live for that. I don't think I ever went live. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, for those who are late to the party, Kyrie Irving is a Dallas Maverick, man. Kyrie Irving is a Dallas Maverick. Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith going to the Brooklyn Nets. All this does is open the door for Kevin Durant to get traded. But I know Brooklyn, they're going to hold on to him until they can find the best possible deal for KD. They're just not going to do. It's unfortunate for Kevin Durant because Kyrie, to me, had more leverage in this situation than he did. KD still got 3 years on his deal, so it's going to hurt. Sly says, LeBron, he feels was the best. Guys, let's hit that like button. Let's get to 50 likes, man. We are at 45 likes. Can we get 5 more likes to hit to that 50 mark, man? Let's get 5 more likes to get to that, at least to get to that 50 mark, man. Definitely appreciate y'all. He says he feels like LeBron was the best from 2012 to 2016. And then in 2019, he was not better than Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, I mean, Kawhi became the best in the world in 2019. It's crazy, though, because as well as Kawhi was playing, that shot he hit against the Sixers, very fortunate because he actually traveled before he hit that jump shot. Duality says, yeah, but she explained her side in All the Smoke interview, and she's a producer for the show now. Oh, really? Oh, I don't know that. Yeah, guys, continue to hit that like. Alistair says 2-man game in Dallas. Shout out to Alistair, man. Alistair 49. What's up? I heard that Charles Barkley gave out his top 10 all time, and he still has Kobe above LeBron. He has LeBron at 7 and Kobe at 6. And I don't even think he has Shaq in his top 10. The Heat and the Lakers, it was a shootout. I mean, you can't say you might be biased. I mean, it's a bias. I mean, it's a bias. Listen, I am no fan of Rachel Nichols, but I'm going to say this right now. I'm actually on her side on this. I'm actually with her on her side on this. I mean, and listen, and people gonna be like, "Oh, you siding with a white woman?" I was like, it "Ain't got nothing to do with that." I said, first of all, the 4-letter network, they screwed up more than anything, and I never trusted Maria Taylor when she got that position anyway because she only did it for clout. She did it to try to get herself ahead. She was trying to get Stephen A. Smith money. Taylor that tells me that she was deserving of getting positional money like a Stephen A. Snitch. Stephen A. Snitch, at the very least, he's entertaining. He works hard. The dude, there's times that he's missed vacation days and he's still, even on his day off, like the man is still putting in work. Like, please. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Nets World said my top 5 in no order is Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Irving Magic Johnson, LeBron James, and Larry Bird, and Kobe in that 6th spot. Interesting. Corbin Watt says if the Mavs can get Chris Middleton, it's a wrap. Celtics and the Mavs in the NBA Finals. But who can the Mavs give up to get Chris Middleton? And also remember that Chris Middleton is making max money too. So who are they going to be able to give up on their roster that Milwaukee's honestly going to take? Because think about it. If she does that, Duality says Maria Taylor was talented. She did well in the role. They lied about that too, bro. Maria wasn't looking for Stephen A. money, nothing close to it. You know what? I'm gonna have to look into more detail about that situation because I know that there was contract issues. I know that, but I know there were contract issues, and I know it was about certain amount that I know she wanted a certain amount though. I feel like the articles have kind of gotten confused because there's been some articles basically saying that she had wanted probably around $5 million. I think ESPN had offered her maybe around 5 or 6, and then but Stephen A. was making around 8 to 12 million, somewhere around that ballpark, and there were reports saying that she was kind of wanting that amount. No, Maria is good for what she does. Don't get me wrong. She's good for what she does. Like, she's got some talent. I'm just saying, like, she's talented, but she's not standout. Like, when you're looking for that kind of money, your job is you're going to have to stand out in a way. And the thing is, at least with Stephen A., he stands out to where he gets that where he gets that kind of money. He stands out. I feel like it was all in the plan to get Malika Andrews in there, man. And I don't like her because of how she talks about black men. Her father's black, but she talks bad about black men. I mean, look what she said about the head coach of the Celtics when he first got hired. Talking about his talking about his sexual history. What that got to do with him being the head coach? I mean, the fact that she tried to compare Kobe's 2013 Lakers to LeBron's 2022 Lakers. I said, when they're not comparable at all. I said they won 45 games. I said those Lakers in 2013 had the same amount of losses as the Lakers, and actually, no, not even. I said the 2022 Lakers only won 33 games. 33 games. No, yeah, Maria Taylor, she's doing good with NBC Sunday. I mean, she does her thing with NBC football. So, she does well. Major props to her for that. Yeah, because the 4-letter network, they all about jumping the line. Well, I don't know if Malika hates all men, because guess who she dates? She dates one of LeBron's followers. For those who know who Dave McMenamin is, because he follows the Lakers, he used to be with LeBron when he was a Cleveland Cavalier. If y'all know Allie Clifton, she used to work in the studios with Cleveland, and she was a sideline reporter for the Cavaliers. She followed LeBron to Spectrum in LA. Like, doesn't that tell you something? That should tell you something. Corbin says he thinks she hates all men. Like I said, I feel like she got it, because look what she said about Ime Udoka. Like, I remember Stephen A. put her in her damn place when she tried to get out of line. And I'm like, at first everybody's like, oh my God, Malika, heart emojis, man, going crazy. And then when she showed her true colors, I'm just like, what is this? I'm like, this isn't the girl that everybody was fiending all over. I'm like, this isn't her. All of a sudden, I got so sick and tired of listening to Malika. I'm like, that's how much she turned me off. Like, sometimes I look at Chanae, but I know Chanae is another LeBron fan girl with the way she be talking about the Lakers. And I said, bro, the Lakers, they got it stuck it to them. All the media did. Kyrie going to the Lakers. Kyrie going to the Lakers. Kyrie going to the Lakers. And Kyrie is a Dallas Maverick. He's a Dallas Maverick. Rachel Nichols is way better. This man said she wasn't even good enough to get her own show. Facts. Let me see. Nets will say they didn't realize that. Duality says they got a puppet diversity hire. Look at how she jumped the line. She jumped the line mad fast. Corbin Watts says Nichols is way better. Dave was a part of the Rachel Nichols fallout, I think, too. As a matter of fact, he was. If you listen to the tape, I mean, it was about a different person, but McMenamin was part of that fallout too. He was. Matt Barnes checked her too because she was making some weird comments. But yeah, look up the Lakers Heat 2011. RJ and Perk are pretty annoying too. Oh my. I mean, for the 10th billion time, they were talking about the GOAT debate. I mean, it's the first time I actually heard some credible points from both Stephen A. Snitch and Kendrick Perkins. It was the very first time. You know how many GOAT debates that I've heard that I said, nah, this is nonsense. But the debate that Perk and Stephen A. Snitch had, I could listen to them two all day. I've never heard anything like it in my life. Never. Ever since this GOAT debate started, I've never heard anything better in my life. Never. Malika is attractive. However, she's overconfident in her talent versus her horrible personality. Malika is not Malika. There's nothing ugly about Malika. Malika's got a nice smile. She's got that nice light skin. I mean, she is mixed, but pretty. I mean, I know she has a sister. Her sister Kendra works for the Warriors, but I know Iguodala got kind of tired of her because she kind of said a lie about the Warriors on the four-letter network. It didn't sit well with Iguodala and some of the Warrior players, and she got checked on that. I don't think she's ever talked about that situation ever again from the time that it happened. I mean, bro, Tristan Thompson out here was like, hey, yo, Perkins, he's like, if listen, and I get Tristan Thompson, he's going to be indebted to LeBron because LeBron got him that big contract that he kept pushing the Cleveland front office to pay him like Shaq was trying to do with Jerry Buss. Pay me, because he wanted that 30 mil a year. All they got was he got a trade after he was eating a bunch of Frosted Flakes, but with Uncle Jerome in the house, whatever. No, I think Kendra's easy going, but it's just unfortunate that she made a mistake. That she got caught making a mistake. Yeah, she tried to pull in some info that was not true, and she thought she was ahead of the game. She thought she was a Shams Charania or Wojnarowski, and she got caught. Iguodala called her out on it. He got called out on it. I remember because I saw a video on YouTube about it. But yeah, Tristan Thompson was talking to Kendrick Perkins about LeBron being an MVP if he's able to lead them. And I said, Tristan, you must not be watching Laker games, bro. LeBron James out here trying to get the scoring record. And I said that when LeBron James, first of all, let me say that congratulations to LeBron James when he gets a scoring record. He's going to be playing against the Milwaukee Bucks, I think, and that's when he breaks the record. I feel like it's all calculated because it's like I said before, Kareem played for the Bucks and for the Lakers, and LeBron's going to do it in a Laker uniform. So I'm pretty sure that it's going to – and Kareem's going to be in attendance. It's going to mean something for people to talk about that he ends up passing it. Excuse me. Alistair says that Dallas gave up too much for a rental in his opinion. All right, shout out to y'all, ladies and gentlemen. We have 47 likes, 43 people watching. We are 3 away from the Magic 50. 3 away from the Magic 50, man. Definitely appreciate y'all, man. Hit that like. Corbin says the GOAT debate is so damn lame. It's a matter of taste, clearly, and I'm pro MJ. The media is to blame for this. They're to blame for the GOAT debate. It's the media's fault. Like I said, man, Braun is breaking that record against the Milwaukee Bucks. Like I said, it's the perfect script. It's the perfect script. You're in Hollyweird, Crypto.com Arena. I really miss when they used to call that place the Staples Center. Like, what? I was like, this sports betting crap is the reason why they went to all of a sudden the Crypto.com and all this kind of crap, because the Lakers, I think, are in partnership with them. But I miss calling that place the Staples Center, man. It just felt right. Like, y'all just gave up the Staples Center name like that. Like, that to me is crazy. But then it's almost kind of like saying, in a sense, like, well, it's like the last era of, it's like it don't feel like the Staples Center no more, like ever since Kobe retired. So, ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James took to Instagram after the Kyrie trade, and he literally said this. He said, maybe it's me. I said, what? He said it's maybe it's me. Yo, shout out to Jay in the building. Jay, you were right. Mark Cuban wanted Kyrie Irving. I just said that Remember that what I said. I said it was possible that he would be a Dallas Maverick, but I also said that I felt it wasn't going to work because of the style of play. I said it just doesn't make sense for a trade standpoint. But then also the Mavericks are not quite done in terms of what they want to do. But you were absolutely 100% right because I knew that Mark Cuban, he did want Kyrie Irving. You were 100% right about that. I give you your respect. You were right. Oh yeah, the fact that they get the Little Caesars Arena from the Palace of Auburn Hills. I mean, quite honestly, Sly. I mean, I love the name, but here's the thing: it's almost like they want to get away from that because of what the whole. I don't know. I guess the whole idea of what you would call it, the whole Malice in the Palace. It doesn't make any sense anyway because they kept that name for a while even after that situation. So I don't know why they went to the LittleCaesar.com arena. I mean, I still like the Palace of Auburn Hills. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't know why these guys are changing their names. Jay says, I saw the Clippers or Mavs. I knew Cuban wanted if he had the better offer or re-sign in years in the summer. I felt like the Clippers might have had a shot because they did have pieces that they could give to the Dallas Mavericks, but I don't think they were trying to gut that whole roster because then if they would have did that, it would have. Oh no, I'm sorry. Uh, I said the Clippers and the Mavs. I meant to say the Clippers with the Nets. So yeah, I mean, I definitely saw that happening. But getting back to LeBron, he said maybe it's him. Maybe he's the problem. That I'm like, Bron, you are the problem, bro. You are the problem. Your media pundits kept pushing that you were gonna that your boy that you threw under the bus. Remember, you threw him under the bus. That he was a Laker. It was guaranteed. How long has the media been pushing this? They've been pushing this since last offseason. Actually, no. It goes beyond that. They were pushing this even when you first were a Laker. And look at us now. Nah, I mean, I don't look at. I mean, in terms of money wise, I think Kyrie will be fine. But I feel like Kyrie is an East Coast guy. I don't see Kyrie as a Midwest type of. He doesn't seem like a Texas guy. I mean, even though they're playing in Dallas, but it's just like obviously Dallas is in the state of Texas. I just don't see Kyrie as more of a Texas guy. Let me see. Wait, my friend that said, who has more IG followers, Brady or Messi? And he said Brady, and the same thing with KD and Messi. He said KD, and I'm like, what the F and damn. Corbin says, looking forward to the dynamic duo of KD and Ben Simmons. Oh, bro, I'm sorry, but Kevin Durant, he out of there, bro. He's out of there. I think KD to me and Kyrie, they were fed up with Ben Simmons, to be honest with you. Kyrie defended Ben Simmons in the media, but I think he's tired of him too. Ben has really shown no improvement since he's been this whole thing is really, really getting on my nerves with Ben Simmons because he choked in the series against the Atlanta Hawks. He had back issues apparently all year. Even when he got traded, they were like, oh, Ben is practicing. Ben never showed up. All Ben wanted to show you was how good he looked in all of his damn outfits. I mean, he learned from street clothes in Anthony Davis. So that's all he did. Everything he did was for a show. I mean, have y'all seen some of the stuff Kyle Kuzma be wearing? I said, he needs to just come out the closet, bro. He needs to just come out the closet. This guy had some kind of, this dude looked like he was trying to recreate Missy Elliott in Super Duper Fly 2.0 just a couple of days ago. I said, he's trying to be Missy Elliott so bad back in 97 with Super Duper Fly Part 2. Like what the hell is that? So Kuzma need to come out clean, bro. He needs to come out clean. coming on these talk shows, acting like he all proper, got his hair cut and his black hair. Like stop it. Like stop it. We know who you really are, bro. Mr. Super Duper Fly. That's super duper. Like stop. And the thing is, guys, also with Russell Westbrook, it didn't help matters with the fact that he wore a dress. That's another reason that he's been getting trolled by a lot of fans in the NBA. And I'm like, damn, because he went to Hollywood, it's like you were gonna get more ridiculed. I mean, he's dyed his hair blonde, what is naturally black. And it's like, after that, I mean, he's worn a dress a couple. Jay says Deion Sanders was in Dallas 20 plus years before JSU and Colorado. Anything is possible. Shout out to Kevin Garnett. Anything is possible. But this is my problem. I'm like, this is the representation of the NBA. Like, these guys really don't know how to dress, and they really call it fashion. Like, what? Nah, man. Like, I feel like some of these dudes really don't understand what fashion is. Oh, yeah, here you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, here comes LeBron's cryptic tweet after the Kyrie trade to the Dallas Mavericks. This is what LeBron James said, and let me read it to y'all real quick. That was my problem with Russell Westbrook, because then what happened was that his wife was kind of taking more so the responsibilities of like kind of dealing with Westbrook. It was like Westbrook wasn't man enough to deal with that, and he was showing emotional weakness. And he kept saying to himself, oh, I don't care what the fans think. But then he came out and says, I got kids, and I'm getting called like Westbrook and, with Skip Bayless and all that. I'm like, bro, these analysts made a career out of this crap, man. It's like, it's nuts. So here, did LeBron James just react to Kyrie's blockbuster trade to the Mavericks? The timing and the content of the Los Angeles Lakers superstar 3-word tweet seems to be pointing to the notion that he actually has, and it's hilarious. In his first tweet since the Kyrie deal, LeBron has unsurprisingly sent NBA Twitter into a tizzy with his reaction. Maybe it's me. A quick peek at the comment section proves that the mean streets of Twitter are absolutely convinced that LeBron was reacting to the Kyrie trade. Right? Then again, he did have the first letter of each word capitalized, M-I-M, which could mean he was merely promoting the 2001 sitcom of the WB network that was about a 15-year-old teenage girl. I highly doubt that, though. If this was indeed about the Irving news, which LeBron will likely deny if he's asked about it, then this could be a hilarious knock on himself. He seems to be sarcastically implying that it's his fault that the Lakers failed to bring in Kyrie Irving to Hollywood and what would have been an epic reunion between the two former Cleveland Cavalier teammates. No, it would have been an epic reunion for LeBron fanboys that they're back together, because then they're predicting, oh, now LeBron can win the top. See, it's not even about Kyrie. See, it's about LeBron. See. I know how these. I know how these dudes work. I hated that for Westbrook. Why it was so weirdos. Why promote emasculation if he's a husband and father? That was my whole issue with Westbrook doing that. And I said, because you knew if things go wrong, they were going to clown you for that. Duality also says, I hate how D Wade paints his fingernails and attributes it to creativity. Bro, yo, I lost all respect for Dwayne Wade. That dude is straight up sus. Like, bro, to the point that now Gabrielle Union was talking about trying to have a little sexual fling with Jalen Hurts. I'm like, girl, you married. Like, you messing with him for? And if I'm Jalen Hurts, I stay away from that as much as possible. That girl, yo, Gabrielle Union is evil. Evil. Like, he should just focus on winning the Super Bowl. And I feel like the Eagles, to me, they have a more complete team than the Kansas City Chiefs. But I know how the NFL works, man. I feel like they might be pushing Mahomes to win another Super Bowl. And it's about the Kelsey brothers, Jason Kelsey, who's the center for the Eagles, and then you have Travis Kelce, who's the tight end for the Chiefs, and then you got Andy Reid going up against his former team. It's like everything is pushing towards the Chiefs. But I would be happy if Jalen Hurts was able to win the Super Bowl, because after Oklahoma with two, to go from that to be able to win at the highest level in the NFL, man, like in your first full season as a starter, that would be awesome. And I'll be happy in the world for Jalen Hurts, man. I would. Like I said, Shannon already criticized. He already was talking smack on his Instagram. Y'all need to go to Shannon Sharp 84 on Instagram and just hear his reaction. Or you could just look up YouTube, Shannon Sharp reacts to the trade. I'm pretty sure they got it on video. There's a YouTube channel called Around the Association. Y'all could go check that out. They were the ones that posted Shannon Sharp's reaction to the trade, and you could check it out over there. So, yes, I'm going live for the Super Bowl. I just got to set up the stream, but I'm going live for the Super Bowl. I am. Usually the conference, I usually feel like the earlier playoff games are, they're usually the ones that are like more exciting to watch compared to the Super Bowl sometimes. But I am going to go live for the Super Bowl though. Like I said, I really would want the Chiefs to, excuse me. I know deep in my heart the Eagles have the better team, but I know, to me, the league is going to try to do everything in its power to make sure that the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, which is why I'm rolling with the Chiefs. I just feel like Andy Reid, Travis Kelce with the Kelce brothers, and then with Patrick Mahomes winning that second Super Bowl in a 3 years, well, actually not even it'll be his second Super Bowl win in a 4-year span. I feel like the Chiefs are probably going to be winning the Super Bowl, in my opinion. Duality says it's random, but I haven't looked at the NBA The Sin since it sabotaged RB. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because RB actually started making videos again. Shout out to RB, the breakthrough. Hope everything is good with you. He started making videos again on the NBA. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it was really more so YouTube more than anything, because it's like this man had millions and millions and 100,000 views that he did, and they did everything in their power to shut him down. So it got so boring to the point that he just started doing new content. And then it was to the point that he wasn't doing content like for a while, but I actually saw RB. He's been posting NBA videos again. So y'all just need to go to his channel just to check it out though. Yeah, so he's been on. Like I said, shout out to RB the Breakthrough, wherever you're at, bro. Hope everything is good with you, my brother. Appreciate you, man. Like I said, you're the reason that I started my own channel. So you're the reason I'm here. I know some people don't agree with me because they're like, oh, Louis, you're too boring, man. All you do is like talk. I said, how many guys on YouTube don't freaking run their mouths? It's just you probably find them more entertaining than everything. I don't give a rat's ass, man, okay? For those people that rock with me, I rock with you 100 again. There's a reason I call it the LSN gang for a reason, all right? That's all it is. The ones that rock with me are the ones that I ride or die for. Facts. Straight facts. But my thing is, let me go back to the comment section real quick. I was reading something and then I kind of shout out to Jalen Hurts' girlfriend right there. That's a smart woman working on her master's. Smart. Corbett says, how can the NBA fix the dunk contest? Can it be fixed? Well, first of all, they needed stars to be in the dunk contest, and they did a poor job of that. And then the guys, my problem is you can't just put guys who can jump really high. You got to be able to put guys that can create and put on a show. You got to be able to captivate the audience, and that's the problem with the dunk contest. They have dunkers who are not able to captivate the audience, and the problem also is that it takes them about 11 to 12 dunks to finally get the dunk completed. Then on top of that, and I mean, listen, dunking is not easy, especially when you have to be creative. That's a lot of pressure. So I'm not trying to be here and try to say, oh, like I'm some dunking expert. I'm not. But to be honest with you, also, like, why don't you get some of these G Leaguers who have put on a hell of a bunch of performances with their slam dunk contest, or these people out here, like in street ball, who have been like put in tapes of like some wicked ass dunks. Like, give those guys a try, man. Like, do something. But part of the problem is that the NBA, they need stars. Like that's how the dunk contest was at the cream of the crop at one time. It's the star power. But you got to have people who know what they're doing. If they're not creative, no. It just isn't going to work. So they need to get stars to compete for that dunk contest, man. They need stars. When you have stars, people are going to tune in. Even if it ends up being a flop, the fact that you have stars will draw interest from the casual fan to want to watch the contest. The problem is a lot of guys don't want to do it. I mean, look at LeBron. Every single time. He told Cheryl Miller back in 2009, when the 2009 dunk contest happened, that's the one that Nate Robinson won. He was like, yeah, that's right. I am preliminary putting myself in the dunk contest. And everybody and their mother in the commentary section, yeah, there you go. That's right. LeBron in the dunk contest. He didn't show up next year. And LeBron from that point has never, ever, ever, ever put himself in the dunk contest. Like I said, if he doesn't want to do it, that's not a problem with me. The issue that I have is, why lie to the people that you were going to enter the dunk contest and you never decided to go in there? And what that told me was LeBron he doesn't have the creativity. LeBron is a star. Don't get me wrong. LeBron is a superstar that would have had people drawn in, but he didn't want to have that kind of pressure to, like, if he flopped, he was going to get ridiculed with that. And then that would have been part of his resume. And to me, that's why LeBron didn't enter. But my thing is, LeBron should have just been honest and said, I don't feel like doing it. I feel like it's not for me. I feel like it's not my type of style. Like, if he would have said that, he would have gotten hate for it, but I would have been totally understood. I would have totally understood. And what I said, no, it's not a problem. LeBron was being honest. Like, people can hate him all he wants, but bro, the 2000 contest was super electrifying, man. I loved it. Quite honestly, man, I mean, 2016 for me, between Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon, I feel so bad for Aaron Gordon, because Aaron Gordon should have won that damn contest. I mean, the dunks that he had was just out of this world creative. It was some of the stuff that I had never seen before, like, just unbelievable. Zach LaVine did some very difficult dunks. Some of them were the same, but, I mean, he tried to modify some of them, like the dunk for the three-point line and all that kind of stuff. But Aaron Gordon should have won the dunk contest against Zach LaVine. He was the better dunker. He was the more creative dunker. He did the more difficult dunks, in my opinion. Not saying that Zach LaVine didn't do it. I mean, the Zach LaVine, the previous year, it was just a one-man show. And the thing was, I think Aaron Gordon is competing in this dunk contest, and he said he was never going to compete again, but he decided to go back. And I'm just saying to myself, Aaron Gordon, after the bar that you set, even in your losses, what are you going to do in this dunk contest that's going to tell me that, you will possibly can do something that's never been done before, to, where you might actually win it? Especially with the fact that there's a lot of no-name. 3 of the other guys are really no-name guys. So I love watching Aaron Gordon dunk. I just wish he didn't come back just because of how he got robbed. And I blame Dwayne Wade because of his favoritism for his boy Derrick Jones, who he's just a high flyer, but he's not a creative dunker to me. Derrick Jones just got hops, but he's no Aaron Gordon. Not even close. Not even close. Like, it's ridiculous, bro. Like, I really felt that Aaron Gordon, like, if you look at the creativity of this man's dunks, it made no sense as to why this guy got robbed. No sense. It's just unbelievable. Yeah, but quite honestly, I feel like it's been like about 6 or 7 years since the dunk contest has had like really good dunkers. Quite honestly, since Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine, that's 7 years. That's a long time, man. It's kind of officially been closed, to be honest with you. I mean, so yeah, man. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Ryan says Aaron is a more athletic Blake Griffin, and Blake Griffin is really what, kind of like a Sean Kemp. Oh man, it's crazy, man. You guys have been unbelievable. That's another problem that I have too. Why is it that they keep putting players who have never been participants in the slam dunk contest, or at least who have never, even if you didn't win, but if you didn't compete in a dunk contest, like why are you sitting there? Yeah. Like I said, I mean, people forget that the lockout, there was no dunk contest. In 1998, there was no slam dunk contest neither, which I still don't understand why there was no slam dunk contest in 98. I don't know. But at the very least, when it came back in 2000 and Vince just took the world by storm with that dunk contest, bro. I mean, even some of the dunks that Steve Francis was doing, like he did some underrated dunks in that dunk contest. 2000 was one of my favorite dunk contests, though. It was fire. It was fire. Duality said that can you check? I mean, Dominique, listen, bro. Dominique, the human highlight film. People could say that his dunks were like basic if we're going by today's standards, but you have to understand at that time, no. At that time, Dominique's dunks were, they were great. He dunked with so much power. And I told you, man, Dominique doesn't get the love he does, man. It's crazy, man. That's why I said Dominique, man, the man deserves. He's a perfect judge to be able to judge dunks. Like, he's a two-time winner. He knows what it's like. And some people feel that he should have won the 88 contest against Jordan. Shout out to Hustle for Love. Appreciate you in the chat. Shout out to Ryan with the $5 donation. Appreciate you, my man. Appreciate that. Hustle for Love says Dallas got a gold bar. Mark Cuban is happy. Oh, yeah, Mark Cuban is happy. The only question is Mark Cuban going to screw things up and not be able to try to keep Kyrie Irving? Because if he don't get that, he's not going to be able to do anything with that. Guys, hit the like button. Hit the like button as you guys come in. Hit the like. We are at 54 likes. Can we get to 60 likes before the end of this stream? Can we get to 60 likes before the end of the stream? I would definitely appreciate y'all for that, man. Appreciate that. Oh, he says thoughts on the Gabrielle Union jealousy of Hurt's relationship. Yeah, we kind of touched on it. Yeah, like I said, shout out to Jalen Hurts' girlfriend who's working on her master's right now. I said he needs to be with a woman like that than a woman who all she cares about is fulfilling her fantasies with her weird fetish for Hollywood, especially because she has a man who his original wife had a good head on her shoulders, and she didn't even like the fact, look what they did to their son. They have him thinking that he's a woman. And the fact that D-Wade comes on TV and tries to act all straight all of a sudden when he's on TNT and all that. I said, dude, you came to TNT with that damn Kool-Aid hair like you want to show that you want to show out your inner Dennis Rodman. Like, get the F out of here, bro. Get out of here. Like I said, Dwayne Wade, great basketball player. But as a man, I don't respect you. I don't care what anybody says. I don't respect what Dwayne Wade has done. In a society where we lack masculinity, it's like you want to go backwards. And the funny thing is, his oldest son, Zaire, man, he just looks so awkward with that family. He looks so awkward with that family. Like he's straight, everybody else is. I'm like, what? Nah, it's just weird. And you already know the feminism that they're going to try to push on the little girl, like while she gets older. And that's what I'm saying. You're forcing children to live a lifestyle that they're not accustomed to, and you think that that's just the way of life. It's like you don't let them develop themselves. You don't let them see the world for themselves, how they develop as kids. Like, let children be children, and when they learn what they are and let them see what they be, then that's different. And at least with Dennis Rodman, as weird as that dude was, at least when it came to basketball, man, he always gave in 100% effort. It was like he wasn't BSing with that. He may have been BSing with his life, but He still did that. Jay says for the younger ones, nobody really had Jordan jerseys where we played, Neek jerseys and Reebok pumps, and I live in Texas. I mean, Neek played in the South, Atlanta Hawks. You already know. You already know. MJ was more, he was more of the north side. MJ was more of the north towards the middle right there, that North Carolina, little area, not that down south. Down south was a bit different. Depending on where you are. Let me just put it that way. Hustle for Love says they're making Kyrie jerseys as we speak. I know. This happens when you get a major star. You know that jersey sales are gonna go again. Money wise, like you already know, you got yourself a business right there. Money wise. Yeah, I don't understand that, man. But you know how some people be like, I'm like, yo, why are you messing with their family? Like, why are you like all up in their business? Like, that's none of your business. Why shouldn't you worry about that? I said it worries me because people come out here and it's just like they make it seem like it's okay. Um, it's not okay, man. Like it's just strange that you see things like that happen, and I don't know. I just find it pretty crazy that you have these kind of things happening. It's definitely just a weird thing. Ryan says, do most athletes make up where they were born? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean by that. What do you mean? That sounds confusing. What do you mean? What are you trying to? What are you trying to say with that? Guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Oh, wait a minute. Dang, I saw some kind of breaking news and then I kind of just, oh, damn. Nope. I saw something else. Darn. I saw something with the Atlanta Hawks and then I like, damn, if I hadn't refreshed the page, I would have probably saw what this was going on. It's a shame that Boogie Cousins' career has been dealing with injuries. That's all it's been, man. Just dealing with injuries, dealing with injuries. Sad. Smash the like button. I think Zaire got frustrated with the basketball or maybe injuries that can turn you to drugs. I mean, it probably's got him depressed. Who knows? It just doesn't make sense. Kyrie, as elite as he is, why? Make sure the bell icon is on. Was MJ born in Cleveland? No, MJ was born in Brooklyn, raised in Wilmington, North Carolina. Yeah, no, he was born in Brooklyn, New York, raised in Wilmington, North Carolina. Sly says that the early Maverick jerseys were his favorites. Oh, the 80s jerseys of the Dallas Mavericks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually about to end this stream. definitely appreciate you guys being here for sure. Count is that right now. Let's see where our like count is. We have 56 likes, but I'm gonna stop the stream though. Definitely appreciate y'all. This was a long stream. I mean, it's not the longest stream, but I've done long streams before and all that kind of stuff. But I definitely want to appreciate y'all. Shout out to the people who were still watching. We had as many as 61 people watching. We are almost at 60 likes. Quite honestly, I appreciate all of you guys. Y'all know the big story. Kyrie Irving has been traded. I'm wondering if I should do another stream, but if I do, I'll let you guys know, and then I could just come back on in. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Louis Sports Network saying goodbye for now. If it's goodbye for the night, I definitely will say good night. Appreciate y'all as always, man. We chat together, we stream together with family for life. Bless up, live, laugh, love. As you guys now know, Kyrie Irving is a Dallas Maverick. By the time this replay hits, ladies and gentlemen, we are close to 60 likes. Let's get to 75. And shout out to Duality for the expectation number. We are at 56. Can we get to at very least 60 by the time this replay is up? Our goal is to get to at least 75. Let's see if we can get it done. Definitely appreciate y'all as always. Have a wonderful night, and we'll definitely be back on tomorrow for more. And shout out to Sly before we get the news. He says, man, he just signed with the African Basketball League. All right, let's see if we can make. I would love to watch him play and see what he does in the African Basketball League. That would be up. Shout out to Hustle for Love. He said something like, appreciate you. All right, guys, we're going to be coming with some more NBA content. You already know what it is. Again, going to be coming up with live streams. And if you guys definitely want to come in, I did put a link up earlier, but a lot of people started to come in late. But the next time I do this, if you want to say something, if you want to give out your opinions, you're more than welcome to do that. That's what I do. I will put the link in the chat. And if you want to come on in, you just got to click. Just make sure that you try to do it more so like on a laptop or a tablet. It's not that you can't do it on the phone, but just with the program that I have, they're still kind of working. They're still working with on how to try to get things working on the phone better to be able to use it like when you're connected. But it's a little bit difficult because of things might happen that it might just, lock out. Whereas with a computer, it's a lot easier. Same thing with a tablet. It's just with a computer, you got a larger screen, so it works better. But big news. The funny thing is, I was coming up with a Carmelo Anthony video tonight, but I said after hearing this news, we had to come in with the Kyrie Irving to just give thoughts. We had to come in. And let me just read a couple of comments before we're done. Like I said, family for life. Appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, next time, man, you guys got the thoughts. I'll put the link down in the chat, and y'all come in and give your opinions, man, because this is what it's about. The platform is for you guys to give your opinions. I know I've been busy with a lot of things. I've been sick and all that. But at the same time, it's not just me and G Money doing the games, man. I really want to hear your thoughts, not just in the comments section, but definitely when I go live and just hearing your voices, man. So definitely going to give you guys the opportunity to do that. So last but not least, Jay says, Zaire won't like that league. Money's going to change hands and it's going to control him. There you have it. So, ladies and gentlemen, to the end of the stream, bless up, live, laugh, love. Appreciate you guys, man. You want the mellow commentary in terms of being a failure as a Knick? Oh, you already know, best believe. I had to change the thumbnail, but I got the thumbnail already for the mellow Phil Jackson stuff. You already know I'm coming in with that heat with Carmelo Anthony because we got to tell the truth about Melo. I love Melo as a player, man, in terms of what he did for the league. It's beautiful to watch him score, but we got to tell the truth about his career. And I'm just getting sick and tired of people not telling the truth about Carmelo. I just hate it. It's like, I don't care if you like Melo. Tell the truth about his damn career. Anyway, we'll be back on with that live stream. And if you guys want to give your thoughts about Melo, definitely pull up in the stream. I will say this about Carmelo. He is definitely being blackballed by the NBA. But anyway, bless up. Have a good night. And y'all already know the deal. Take care. I'm gone. Take
so many times, and I just wish they would just stop. You know what I mean? Just stop. I mean, he was, Michael Jordan, I'm Kobe Bryant. I mean, we're two different players, and I wish people would just let it go. It really annoys me because, you can't.